everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hermione for those of you who are new here, and today I'm going to be talking about how to get organised and how to stay organised. Anyway, so let's get into my tips about organisation. The first thing I recommend is to read or listen to a book about organisation or tidying up, whatever area of your life you think needs work. YouTube videos are great, but I feel like they don't sink in because you really need a few hours to be able to let that information just drill into your brain, like get organized. I have finally got around to listening to The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, which a ton of you have been recommending to me in my comments. I have actually been listening to this on audible.com because I haven't been able to find the time to pick up a hard copy book and actually read it. I listen to it when I'm doing projects, when I'm making DIYs, and most importantly for me, when I'm commuting to university. I have a lot of time where I'm not really doing anything productive, but I'm just traveling, so Audible has been great for me. I have become addicted. Right now, Audible has a free 30-day trial going on, and in this trial you can pick one free book and download it and keep it forever, regardless of whether you keep using the service or not. And then if you do continue to keep using the trial, you get a book every single month and 30% off everything. So you can download your first book today and start listening to it straight away, and they have a ton of different books by loads of different authors. I will leave my link on screen and down below. If you click onto this and you go to the Audible site, you get that free 30-day membership trial and you get the free book. So definitely go check it out because really, what is there to lose? It's a free book. Anyway, this book I think is amazing for organizational purposes. It has just changed the way I think about the stuff I have and the volume of stuff I have. If you've never heard of The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, first of all, why? Because everyone talks about it. Second of all, you totally need to read it. It's great. Basically a really efficient way of decluttering and getting rid of all of the stuff in your life that you don't need, and it's supposed to make you really organized, motivated, and therefore more successful. So I 100% recommend this book. I think it's fantastic and I'm getting there with my tidying up. I do a little bit at the time, but it's really changing the way I think about the stuff I have in my house. So to round up my first tip, I recommend using a book as your springboard into organization that will give you the right foundations that you want to use in your life. The second thing I'm going to talk about is planners. Hey! Having a monthly planner has completely overhauled my life. This is my current one. It's the Lily Pulitzer Agenda. This planner right here is a little bit of an investment. It was $30, so I recommend if you're starting with planning and if you're not sure if it's for you or not, which it should be because planning should be for everyone. But I do recommend getting something cheaper. I started with like £6 ones or £7 ones from Paperchase, and I finally got to the pinnacle of planners. My boyfriend thinks it's absolutely ridiculous that I spent $30 on this, but I'm sorry, how much is one of those Xbox controllers with the ridiculous grips on the back? How much is that? Please tell me. I think it was like $60-something. Just saying. What I think is really important in a planner, there are 3 things I look for. First of all, I look for a monthly spread. This is double page, so you have more space to write on, but I think that's really important so you can see your month at a glance and you can kind of think about scheduling conflicts and things like that. The next thing I think is really important, I didn't know I needed until I got this planner, and that's have a to-do list next to the month. And this is really helpful for those things that aren't urgent but really do need to get done within a certain time frame. And then you have your weekly spread, which is very important for me to have in a planner. Some people like the daily spread. I like the weekly spread because I don't want to completely overwhelm myself. So here I have all of the lectures I need to go to for university, and then all the filming I need to do and the emails I need to write, and I think that works really well. And my absolute #1 thing in a planner is that it has to be handbag size and it can't be too heavy. This one's a little heavy, but it fits perfectly in my handbag, so I can take it with me wherever I go and use it on the go, which I do all the time. My next tip is to use a calendar, and this is pretty much similar to the monthly spread in the planner, but have a calendar on your wall and have it somewhere where you can see it, and this way you know if you have deadlines, appointments, etc. I am not a tech person and I hate having planners or reminders on my phone because they just get all jumbled up. If that works for you, then it's great. It's a really efficient way of doing things. It just doesn't work for me because I like to write things down. So I have a wall calendar, and it's literally just a sheet of plastic from TK Maxx. It's kind of like contact paper, and you can stick it on the wall. I think it's just really useful to have somewhere where you can see it all the time and you know what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. My next tip is to get a notebook and take it with you everywhere. Use it for everything. Make lists on songs you want to download, movies you want to see, shopping lists, to-do lists, whatever you need to remember. Write it in your notebook. I've thought about bullet journaling, but it just looks really time consuming. Let me know in the comments if you actually have done that, because I really want to know whether it works for you or not. But I really like the concept of having running lists and just adding to them as you go. I think that's a really cool idea, so maybe you could use your notebook in that way. The next thing is to-do lists, which I touched on quickly in the notebook section. But having a to-do list is really important for getting the stuff done in your day that you want to get done. I have two approaches to to-do lists, and I pick whichever one I feel would work for me that day. The first one is if I'm really unmotivated, I write down literally everything I have to do, from taking a shower to going to the gym, and then all of the things in between, like emails and stuff. This way, once I start scratching out the things I've done, like taking a shower and all of the easy stuff, it kind of feels like I'm in the swing of it and I'm ready to keep crossing stuff out. However, that can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes. So if you're crunched for time or you just don't work that way, you can do the 3 things method. Write down the top 3 things you have to do that day and literally only focus on them. Prioritize and make sure those things get done. They absolutely have to get done and none of it can be left till the next day. I would just say try both systems out and see which one works for you guys. The next thing I have is a little motivational trick if you're trying to do work and just not get distracted. It's called the Pomodoro method. So you set an alarm on your phone and you work for 25 minutes exactly. Then you can have a 5-minute break, and then you do another 25 minutes, and you keep going in this cycle until you've completed your work. I think every 4 cycles you go through, you then take a longer break. This will just keep your mind refreshed and active, so you keep having small breaks to break up all the stuff you're doing, but at the same time, you're really concentrating on your work and you know, hey, I'm only 12 minutes in. I cannot check social media. So that is everything, and I really feel like I could go more in depth about all of these things because I've talked about them for long enough. I feel like every single one deserves its own video, but this was just kind of a broad variety of all of the things I like to do to stay organized and therefore stay motivated. If you have any kind of methods that you use that I haven't mentioned, please let me know in the comments because I'm always really keen to hear about what other people like to do to stay organized. And also, if anything in this video you would like me to expand upon in another video, I would love to do that, so do let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It would make me really happy. So I think that's everything, so I'm gonna leave it here. Stay organized, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.